at the other woman and said nothing. Maybe Dr. Latimer realized that she wasn't going to get anywhere with that particular line of questioning, because after a moment of silence, she switched to a new one. Odds were that she'd bring things around to the first topic again, eventually, thinking that she was being subtle. "You have a birthday coming up tomorrow. It's a significant one for you, isn't it? Won't have to worry about getting carded anymore, if that's what you mean." "It's not." No, of course it wasn't, which was why the palms of Kat's hands were sweating. She released their hold on the chair arms and folded her fingers together in her lap instead. "I'm referring to the house, the one you grew up in back east. Legally, it's yours as of tomorrow, isn't it?" Kat nodded just once. "How do you feel about that?" "How do you think?" She nearly snapped out the words, but managed to bite them back just in time. God, she was sick of these kinds of questions. How do you feel? What do you think? Why do you think that? What do you remember? Shall we poke and prod your mind a little bit more and see what falls out? So she lifted her shoulders in a barely perceptible shrug instead of answering, and pointedly stared at the clock on the wall above the doctor's head. "Your grandmother says you've been having trouble sleeping recently." A moment later, the doctor cocked her head. "You find that funny?" "What? No. Not even remotely, just the part about it being recent. She hadn't had a decent night's sleep in years." "You're smiling." Was she? Yes, she supposed her lips had curved up slightly at the corners, but there was no real humor in the expression. She let it slip from her face again. Another long silence, more rustling of notes. But if she hoped Kat would be tempted to fill the silence, the doctor was in for a disappointment. She waited a few more moments, then, "Do you think you're having trouble sleeping because of the house, Kat?" The frequent use of her name, as if to force some sort of camaraderie on her, grated almost as much as the question. Of course it was because of the house. The past 6 years' worth of therapist visits and endless medications and worse were all because of the house, and she'd been haunted by far more troubling symptoms than a lack of sleep in that time. But all Kat said was, "Maybe," and tried not to notice how the scent of the potpourri on a nearby bookshelf was cloyingly sweet and growing more so with each passing second. Maybe? Considering what happened there, I'd say it's more than a maybe, wouldn't you? The woman leaned forward and fixed Kat with a look that was probably meant to be sympathetic and induce her to spill her secrets, but only ended up making Kat instinctively lean back and away. She'd seen that same look many times before, and on many faces. It was the look that usually came right before a particularly personal and prying question. "Do you remember much about what happened to your mother?" "No, nothing," mercifully, although she'd been told that she was the one who'd found her. "I was only 5. "What about your father?" The doctor checked her notes. "You were older then, right? I believe 15. Kat's voice was clipped as she interrupted. She didn't apologize for it. "Yes, I remember. Because you people won't let me forget. That must have been very traumatic for you. Would you like to talk about that a little more?" "Not really, no." "You're angry?" "No, no more than usual anyway." "You don't think it might be helpful for you to talk about what happened?" "I don't know. Is picking at a scab helpful?" Even Kat could hear the bitterness in her voice. "If there's something festering underneath it, maybe." The potpourri was truly overpowering now. Her head started to ache, and the knot that had formed in her stomach the moment she'd set foot in this place drew tighter. "Your father," the doctor started. Kat reached for the chair.